I never wanted a second wife. I loved my first wife, Mary, with all my heart. We were married for 8 years, and though we had our struggles, we were happy. Or so I thought. One night, Mary went to visit her mother in the next town. She never made it home. The police found her car wrecked in a ditch. They said she died instantly. My world crumbled that day. For months, I was lost in grief. My house felt empty, my bed too big. The silence was unbearable. Then one evening, I met Angela. She was kind, understanding, and patient with me. She listened to my pain and made me laugh again. Within a year, we were married. At first, everything was perfect, but then, strange things started happening. It began with small things. I'd hear footsteps at night when Angela was asleep beside me. My wedding photo with Mary fell off the wall twice, even though the nail was secure. And then the dreams started. I kept seeing Mary, standing at the foot of my bed, staring at me. She never spoke, never moved, just stood there, watching. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, my heart pounding. Angela noticed my restlessness. "Maybe you need to see someone," she suggested. "You haven't fully let go." She was right. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe I had moved on too fast. I decided to visit Mary's grave the next day. That night, the worst happened. I woke up in the middle of the night to find Angela sitting up in bed, staring at the corner of the room. Her eyes were wide, her face pale. "Angela?" I whispered. "She's here," she said in a hollow voice. I turned slowly. The room was dark, but I saw her. Mary, standing there just like in my dreams. But this time, she moved. She stepped closer, her face twisted in sorrow and anger. Angela grabbed my arm, her grip ice cold. "She's angry," she whispered. I wanted to run, to scream, but I couldn't move. I felt something press down on my chest, like invisible hands squeezing the air out of me. Then Mary spoke. "You replace me." The words weren't loud, but they echoed in my skull. I tried to explain, to beg, but no words came out. Angela let out a gasp and suddenly fell back, unconscious. The room went completely still. I don't remember what happened next. I must have passed out too, because the next thing I knew, it was morning. Angela woke up, but she refused to talk about that night. She wouldn't even look at me the same way anymore. I visited Mary's grave that day, begging for her forgiveness. I told her I still loved her, that I never wanted to forget her. I don't know if she heard me, but the house felt lighter after that. Angela and I tried to move on, but our marriage never recovered. She left 6 months later. I didn't stop her. Now, I live alone. Sometimes at night, I still hear the footsteps. I still feel the air grow cold. And sometimes, just before I drift off to sleep, I hear Mary's voice whisper in my ear, "I was your only wife." Lesson: love is deep, and some things cannot be replaced. Sometimes moving on too fast brings more pain than healing.